Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, listen, before we begin, I just feel like I need to tell you something, right? When you are living in alignment, and what I mean by that, it's not that you are perfect, but you have morals, you have values, you have ethics. It doesn't mean that you are doing all the best decision all the time, but your intention is there. You are not just acting out of your shadows, your darkness, right? Sometimes you might, obviously, right? We are human. But mainly when you do, it doesn't sit well with you, right? And so you are truly questioning your behaviors. You are not just doing things and then not look behind, you know? So, when you are living this way, you are triggering every person who is not. And this is the simple reality. I'm thinking about the crab in the bucket, right? They want you down with them because they feel uncomfortable when they realize that there is nothing that you are doing in your life and taking it lightly, that every word that comes out of your mouth you take it seriously. You are responsible about your actions. You take responsibility for yourself. You take accountability. You are not afraid to turn the mirror to yourself, right? Because you have no ego. It's not a question of ego, it's a question of living in alignment with yourself. You are not trying to be deaf to your own thoughts, right? When they realize that you are operating from this place, they might feel very triggered, right? Because, they are living their life their own way. And when suddenly they realize that you are asking from yourself, such a level of mastery, and they might not, so they might want to bring you down. You cannot allow this to happen. You need to understand that if you know that you are somebody who has high expectations, moral expectations about yourself, you are truly trying to do your best, and it's not easy, right? Because sometimes we are dealing with people where we know that they are trying to trick us, they are trying to take from us. So it's complicated and it happens a lot in life, right? But here's the thing, you cannot give any weight, right, to people who are trying to put doubts on you, who are trying to project on you things that are not there. The only fact that you are self reflecting, it is beautiful, but you have to take in accountability that some people are just throwing things in your face because they want to keep you down. They want to provoke you. They want to see what you will do. They are trying to trick you in some kind of way, right? Just because they are uncomfortable, right? So I don't know why. This is a message that came to me. I felt that I needed to start talking about it and just let it go out. So maybe somebody needs to hear it. If it's the case, I hope that it was helpful, right? So, this being said, let's get into a reading. I have no idea what deck I want to use. There is one that is like calling my name, but I will just go into the treasure box. Let's see. Let's see. So, let's see what comes out. I knew it, shit! And I was opening it and I was saying, no, come on, this is a deck that I didn't use for some time, right? Because it truly looked closed. I knew it. My god, this is crazy. It's the Keeper deck. Let's go to the Keeper deck, right? So, let's see. Let's see. I want to use decks that, that I don't use, but I don't know why. There are things that always come up, and I'm truly, when I'm taking the thing from the treasure box, so yes, I'm taking what my fingers are touching. But really, I'm when I look and it really looks like I'm excited because it's a deck that, it's a paper that it seems to me that I didn't open it yet. Ah la la. Okay. So, the Keeper deck. What can I tell you? So, let's see. Should I move the mic a little bit? Maybe I will hold the camera, hoping it won't move too much. Okay, I move the mic so it's not in my face. So, let's see. What are we talking about? What's the story? Because usually with the Keeper we have a whole story. Family room, mature man, thoughts. Okay, so the setting, it is family room, so we might be talking about your family. If you don't want to hear it, just get out, because this is what it seems. Even though it might be your family, it might be another family, right? It might also simply be a intimate matter, and I'm not talking about sexuality, I'm talking about, you know, an intimate matter. I don't know how to say it differently. Thank you in the comments helping me with words that I cannot find because you are teaching me words. I don't exactly remember now what it was, but I just saw a comment. Mature woman in reverse, concern in reverse. Ah la 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 la, we are talking about somebody very immature here. The pathway is blocked, it is in reverse. You might have blocked a feminine in your life that was very immature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. Listen, we have the pathway in reverse and we have the journey in reverse. And this is in the 7th position. So we are talking about someone that is not healing and they will not heal, right? We have a mature woman in reverse, right? So already this is saying that it is somebody who is emotionally immature, right? And you can see this person is not young, right? Message of concern in reverse, when there was also the concern in reverse. But here they are in different positions, right? So somebody should have been concerned, but they decided not to be, right? Okay. You know, maybe it's related to me and to my story, and this is what it inspires me. But what inspires me, it is that I kind of feel that there was a situation with maybe your family. This is what it feels. I kind of feel here that the mature man, it is maybe someone who has passed over and that is communicating with you. This is what I feel here. Some kind of guardian angel, maybe, a protector, something like that. And they are communicating with you, right? Through your thoughts. It might be, here it's presented as a masculine, right? So I will go with the masculine and I will go with the feminine, as I will say again later. But I'm saying it now too. You can adapt the roles, however, I will talk about them the way that I feel them in the vibes and what I see here, right? Sometimes I see and I don't align with the vibe here somehow. I don't know. I align. We might be talking here about a father. We might be talking about a grandfather. We are talking here about someone, a mature man, that I kind of feel that they passed to the other side, right? But it was someone with who you had some kind of strong connection, right? A soul connection. it might not have been, if it's not a parent or a grandparent, it might not have been someone with who you were talking all the time, but there was, on the intellectual level, on the emotional level, there was something there, that there was some kind of recognition, like if you had some kind of soul contract with this person, right? So I kind of feel that there was an issue here in your first circle, family room, that was very heavy on your mind. Very, very heavy on your mind. We might be talking here about a mother, a sister, a grandmother, a aunt. It kind of feels like a mother, a very immature mother. This is what I feel here. Um, I kind of feel here the driving energy, it is the thoughts. So I kind of feel that you put a lot of thoughts into this person, right? Trying somehow to change something in your connection, maybe in the way that this person was treating you. But maybe you didn't realize that you are dealing with someone who is emotionally immature, right? Especially if we are talking about somebody older than you, and especially if we are talking about a mother. It's not so easy to perceive the fact that your mother can be totally emotionally immature, right? It's like having a narcissistic mother, for example. It's difficult to see it. Like when you grow up, you don't know. You don't know. So you are just. This is why it's so traumatic at the end of the day, right? Because it's a parent, and we admire our parents, and we want to be accepted by our parents, and we are craving their love naturally. This is why it is so toxic, right? Kind of feel here that this person should have been concerned. They should have been concerned. Because I kind of feel that you truly tried here to do something about the issues in your relationships. In your relationship. What I kind of feel that you didn't understand, it is that this person being totally emotionally immature, this is how they are, right? And it has nothing to do with you. So it might have been a rude lesson at the end of the day, right? But at the end of the day, also, they should have been here some kind of concern for them regarding your relationship, but it kind of feel that they thought that you would never put an end to this connection. Like you might have said that they are hurting you, you might have said to them that there are things that are not acceptable, and they were just, acting like a child. And I kind of feel that very often when we have a parent that is also very emotionally immature, very often they are very prideful also at the same time. Which is just like, how are you prideful with your child when your child, which I kind of feel that we are talking about an adult child here, right? Is telling you, listen, even though I'm an adult, you are still my parent, and there is here something that is a problem, and they just, they don't care. They don't care, and there is some kind of arrogance and entitlement, thinking that at the end of the day, because they are your parents, you will never go no contact. And here I kind of feel that it is exactly what you did. You went no contact. You went no contact because I kind of feel that you understood that nothing would change. And it was too painful. It was too painful. And I kind of feel that for maybe many, many, many years, you might have want to get to a place where you could be totally resilient and accept them as they are, and that it wouldn't be painful. But it was not possible because the wounds that you had with this person were too much engraved in you because it's a parent, right? I remember I once wrote a post, and in the caption, I said, because, I'm talking about the dysfunctional families and all those things with the siblings and the parents and all those issues, right? And going no contact. Think that it's a very important subject to talk about, because some people kind of think that it's a trend for people to go no contact. I know how difficult it is. It's like the last resort. It is truly out of survival, right? That somebody is going no contact with their family, their parent. It's really not the first choice that you are doing, but it's truly, at the end of the day, it's about survival. And so I kind of think that maybe, you would have want to have been able to get to something else, But what I was saying is that in this caption, it was like, people are saying, yeah, but it's your parent, you have to, and you have to, and you have to. And if you just bring it to another situation, right? An abusive situation with somebody else, right? So we can even go to the extremes. Like, will you tell to someone who has been the R word to have to deal and be in the same room and entertain a connection with their rapist? You wouldn't, right? So yes, maybe the parent haven't done that to you, but emotionally, they have. They have, because if you are dealing with a very immature parent, they don't take any accountability. They might emotionally, because kind of feel here that there is also the emotional neglect, right? Somebody that cannot control their own feelings, and they might be manipulators, and they might have gaslit you all your life, right? And make you feel that you were a burden all your life. And all those kind of things when you are growing up like that with, and this is supposed to be the person with who you feel safe. So at the end of the day, it is an emotional rape, right? So I kind of feel here that you got to a place where, what must be done. Sixth place, what must be done? No contact. No contact, because the pathway is leading nowhere. I'm thinking about the card that I saw in another reading that I didn't post because there was a problem with the sound. And the card that was here, it was talking about losing battles, Sometimes when it is a losing battle, stop fighting. Stop fighting. You know? Sometimes it is a lost battle. That's all. So stop fighting there. Do something else. And here, very often, the something else, sadly, it might be no contact. And the no contact, we have the journey here in reverse. It is someone who is not growing. They are not evaluating. They are not learning. They are not listening, right? So that's it. And so the karma here for this person here, or the family room, because they might have taken the whole family with them, right? Might be. It is that at the end of the day, we have here a message of concern in the reverse. What does it mean? You are happy. You are good. Right? You are good. And the last card here that we have, which is the outcome and the integration, you are getting out of poverty. So we might be talking about money. It doesn't have to be money. It can be emotional poverty also, right? 37, it's a 1. A new beginning, a better beginning, right? This is abundance. There is abundance here, right? This is what there is. Yes, and honestly speaking here, what I feel as said with this card here, with the mature man in the upright, there is something else that is also coming to my mind. It is maybe that we are talking about the masculine energy inside of you. reconnecting here somehow with um, the masculine energy inside of you. Taking charge, being the leader, and I might be talking to a woman here, right? Yeah. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, let's get into a reading. What deck do I want to use? I think that I want to use the Biblical Tarot because I kind of feel that it's somehow it fits here. It's not a deck that I used a lot. I think that I used it once in a reading since I had it. But let's get into it. So just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it's a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours, right? I'm just here in order to give you a little bit more information, insights, or confirmation about something that you are already aware of. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So apply it however it applies to the people in your life, and this can be past, present, or future. So, with the thoughts, this is the driving energy, right? So the setting, the subject, the main subject, it is family, apparently, right? But the driving energy here, it is the weight that it had on your thoughts. We are not talking here about a decision that was easily taken, right? Kind of feel that there was a long path before you could truly understand that this person, it's interesting, it is a 10. Already explained to you, but we have new people here. Hi. A 10, it is a 1. 1, it is a new beginning, but the 10 is not just a 1. It is a 1 plus a 0. The 0 represents a cycle that you have already been through, right? So in fact, it means experience. It's in reverse, so we are talking about someone who doesn't learn, right? The 7th position, it is the position of growth and healing. This person is not learning anything in their life. So if you are somebody who is in growth, healing, all those kind of things, having a parent that is totally emotionally immature, and that may be acting like you need to treat them a special way. I said very often those people are prideful also, right? There is this thing that often comes together. Not all the time, right? But I guess that if they are not prideful, we wouldn't be talking about it here, right? Because it wouldn't be an issue. Here there is truly a deep issue that have made you feel the need to go no contact. So I kind of feel that we are talking here about someone prideful, ego-driven, someone that have some kind of arrogance and entitlement. They think that they deserve something while they have never given you what they were supposed to give you as the parent that they are, right? Because if it's just somebody immature, but they are very, very loving and very caring, so we wouldn't talk about it. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be a no contact situation. It would be okay, it's complicated because my parent is totally immature, so it's complicated, but it's not like you have to truly protect yourself because somebody immature can still be very loving and caring. Here it's not the case. Here it's not the case. It's somebody very cold. This is what I feel. Cold, prideful, and you know, like, yeah, this is what I feel. Okay, let's get into it. Tell me a little bit more here, please, about oh, the High Priestess and Judgment in Reverse. Okay, I can leave all those cards here. Listen, it's very interesting because I said that I kind of think that it took you a lot of time in order to truly take the decision to go no. I kind of feel that I'm talking to someone who went no contact, right? Yeah. Your intuition was screaming. You already knew a lot of things, and you were still trying to avoid going no contact. You might not have even thought about it until at a certain moment. I kind of feel that there was some kind of inspiration coming from somewhere telling you you have the right to take care of yourself, you have the right to be happy, and you have the right to release. Kind of feel that because this yeah, this energy here of the mature man in the second position, listen, it might also be a therapist of yours, right? Or it might be some kind of mentor. It might be. Told you from the beginning, maybe it's because it's related somehow to myself that the person that this might represent is not here anymore, but they are still with me all the time and they are communicating with me all the time, right? But it might be just someone in your life that you trust, someone who is mature. Not just mature, they are also, they have knowledge, you know? There is a lot of stability here. We have the books, we have here the globe. This is talking about someone who has vision, right? Can you see the card? Right, someone who has knowledge, vision, an open mind. You know, when you read a lot of books and you've seen the world, right? We are talking here about someone who has some kind of wisdom, I kind of feel here, right? And it's number 5. I also feel like that in the moment of crisis in your life, because in the tarot, the 5, it is the crisis. Also, it represents, in numerology, it represents independence. So I kind of feel here, it screams to me, you have the right to do what is good for you, you know? If anyway you had to be independent all your life emotionally and count on yourself, like it's okay that you don't want to have the person that forced you into this independence because they didn't fulfill their role. It's okay for you, it's normal even, right? That this person that should have taken care of you when you were so vulnerable and they let you just emotionally grow with yourself, force you into this independence, that now you know, you 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 are their child. You are not supposed to do their job, you know, something like that. So I kind of feel here the high priestess, you have a lot of understanding, you have observed, you truly tried, you know, you truly tried to avoid getting to a place of judgment. And I kind of feel that at the end of the day, you might not even be judging them, but you just got to a place of, I kind of feel, emotional burnout in this situation. Yeah, you can see all the cards. Yeah, I kind of feel the emotional burnout. Like it was truly about saving yourself because this was too big of a dark spot in your life. Tell me more here, please. Yeah, look, the investment. The investment. Right? 7 of Pentacles. Being very, very, very patient. Very patient. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. Kind of feel that, first of all, once again, when I see the Wheel of Fortune, it comes a lot lately, right? Did you realize how it comes a lot and in the beginning of the reading very often? 3rd place, 4th place. Yeah, this might be, you know, an old soul contract, something like that you took from another life, right? Might be something like that here. But here mainly what I feel it is maybe that it took too much of your energy, right? And you had to turn the wheels. Turn the wheels because it was keeping you stuck. And I kind of feel even that you might have felt very guilty about the fact that it is hurting you so deeply, right? Quoi, mon amour? Viens, mon amour. Yeah. We were talking here truly, it was about your own balance, your own foundation, your own emotional balance, right? There was no equal give and take in this relationship, right? Because very often also I hear like, yeah, you have to forgive, but it's not about the past, you know? Very often people want to think you have to forgive because it was in the past. What most people don't understand is the problem is not in the past. This is not the issue. The issue it is that very often those children who are going no contact as adults, it is because this person didn't change, don't change, act exactly the same way. They don't want to listen. They are just finding themselves excuses all the time. So nothing changes. It is who they are in the present at the end of the day. Right? Yeah. Trying to win at all cost. Trying to win at all cost. Impossible to have a discussion with this kind of person. Yeah, we are talking here about someone who will say whatever they need to say. Right? They don't listen. They want to win in the argument. So they are cutting you dry. They are not listening to you. You are trying to explain to them something. It's the kind of person that will say, okay, I apologize. Can we talk about something else now? You understand this kind? When this is not an apology, this is not listening. And as said, if they don't listen, nothing is changing. But it's a person that is totally stuck. Totally stuck. Yeah, they want to win at all cost. 5-5. Tell me more here, please. We have our dear Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Are we surprised? No, we are not. Yeah, we are talking here. Listen, it's not just somebody emotionally immature, right? It's somebody very superficial, very this is how do you say, throwing at my face the ego, the pride, the status. You need to respect me because I'm older than you. You know, all those kind of things. When this is somebody totally it's not somebody deep. It's somebody also who's very dependent, which is also kind of something that is very, very difficult to accept for if you are one of those children, right? Because they are dependent on you, right? They are dependent on everyone, right? And they will go where it is the most convenient for them. There is some kind of opportunism here also, right? So they are dependent on you, but when you truly were dependent on them because you were a baby coming out of their vajayjay, right? You couldn't depend on them, right? So maybe yes, they have done the minimum to make you survive, right? But emotionally, there was nothing. There was nothing, right? Yeah, it's very painful. Very, very painful. Yeah. The Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, and this person is not changing. They are not healing. They are not listening. They are not. They are not. Right? They are not. What can I say? Yeah. And this might be also, you know, the inspiration that you received. Or whatever this person has told you. You know? This person will not change. You see that they are not changing. So if you suffer so much, you deserve to do something that is releasing you. Right? Yeah, we are talking here about someone who doesn't listen. But it's also very painful because they don't listen, right? Because they are too prideful. They are too prideful. This is why they don't listen. And they don't care. It's just about them. It's their comfort. It's their comfort. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult situation. Okay. Tell me more here, please. I'm looking at the concern here because for the rest, I kind of feel that we understand. They thought that you would come back. They might have even created a situation here, right? For you to be forced to come back. They might have thought that they planted so many seeds of doubt inside of you, or they were so arrogant to think that because they are your parents, that you would come back. The Knight of Pentacles here, right? I kind of also feel, right, that they decided also not to be concerned. You know, it's kind of a contract, inner talk contract that you do with yourself. You convince yourself, right, that, yeah, I just need to be patient, they will come back, you know. It's kind of a way of not needing to accept the reality. It is kind of avoiding the reality, right? Because you left. For you, it might have been final, but for them, they decided that it's not final, so they don't have to grieve the relationship, right? They still can avoid to look the reality in front of them, right? The Emperor. Yeah, they thought that they had some kind of control on you. This is what they thought. So they should have been concerned. They should have been concerned long time ago, right? But for sure they said to themselves, no, but excuse me, I think that I just moved the camera. But no, but it's just they are going through a crisis. Like it was never about them, right? Every time that you try to explain something, for sure this person made it about you. You were the problem. They were never the problem. When you were coming up maybe with a memory of the past, they said to you, you don't remember, right? It never happened. You know, those kind of things. Like they thought that they could totally control the situation. And I kind of feel here with this Knight of Pentacles that they decided to convince themselves that you would come back. Simply so they wouldn't have to face the reality that no, they truly lost their child. Because it is somebody who doesn't want to ask themselves questions. They don't want. We have the journey in reverse here. The journey in reverse in the place of healing. There is no healing. If there is a problem, right? Everybody is the problem. It's never them. It's never them. And considering the mindset, chances are that this person has talked about you in a bad way, right? Playing the victim. I wouldn't be surprised to see the victim card here, right? Because also we have here the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Someone for who appearances are very, very important, right? Very important. So trust and believe that they made themselves the victim in The same way that with you, they made themselves the victim all the time, right? The victim, or you don't remember right, and it's more complicated, and you don't understand because this or that, and if you don't have children, chances are that they said to you, you don't understand because you have no children, right? Typical. Or you don't understand because this, that. The times were different. It's not my fault, it's because a doctor told me that, or I read this. Like nothing is never their fault, right? Never. So when you decided to go no contact, right? They were just being patient, waiting for you to come back because it's more comfortable to think that you will come back than to finally open their eyes and understand and realize that no, they lost their child. Yeah? Tell me more here, please. The devil. The devil. They thought. Listen. The devil and the death card, right? You understood that this person, there was nothing to do about it. You had to understand, get to this conclusion that you needed to save yourself. You needed to save yourself. Because you understood that this person, they are the way that they are and nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever change. And you were feeling very, very burdened and stuck here. Because also we are talking about somebody very, very immature, and they were talking to you as if they were superior to you. They were making you feel like shit all the time. Right? The devil. So you needed to put a total ending in order to be able to finally transform, take back your power, right? Take back your energy, not have your energy drained all the time by this person here dependent on you, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more here, please. The pathway in reverse. Yeah. Listen. High priest. We started with the high priestess here, right? We have the Hierophant here. I kind of feel that even for you it was very, very difficult to accept, you know? Maybe because there was also a pressure of tradition, you know? There is this idea, as said, that it's your family and so you have to accept, and it's normal in families, you know, everything is normal. It's family, right? Kind of feel that this is the thing, but you could feel that this person was working against you. They were destroying your life with their mindset, playing the victim all the time, right? And for who appearances are so important. We might be talking about a narcissistic mother, right? Mother, grandmother, stepmother, mother-in-law, something like that. You knew that the way that they were talking about you, they were working against you. The way that they were talking about you to others, right? They made you feel as you were a burden. Just because you knew that this relationship, how it was, there was something that needed to heal. And there was nothing there. And we know why the journey is in reverse. It is somebody who always blames everybody. They have excuses for everything. It is never their fault. It is never their responsibility. Never. Right? It's painful. It's a very, very difficult situation. Tell me more here, please, about the pathway in reverse. Blocking your opportunities. Blocking your opportunities. Listen. Working against you, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. working against you. Maybe creating a whole smear campaign, right? This is what they are doing. Dysfunctional family system. This is what they are doing. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, blocking opportunities in your life, blocking your manifestations, blocking everything in your life. It was an unsafe connection, right? It was not neutral. There was already a lot of hurt and a lot of wounds, but even in the present day, their energy and who they are, because they don't change, and you know them too well, right? It was unsafe. When you were with this person, you should have paid attention to every word that comes out of your mouth. You should have played a role in order to protect yourself. And some people can do that, but not someone who lives in authenticity. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If in all your life, you are living in authenticity and the only person with who you cannot do it, it's your parents, it's impossible. You are in a jail. Imagine someone, okay? Someone who is gay. The whole world know it, but they still need to hide from their parents. You know what kind of weight it is on them? It's terrible. It's terrible. It's eating somebody alive for no reason. For no reason. Okay, let's go to the journey in reverse. They wanted, I'm thinking about someone, that is in this energy. It's the kind of person that will tell you, why are you always creating problems? Can we just, stop bringing it up, stop this, stop that? Total denial of your experience, total denial of everything. They wanted you to be fake with them. And they wanted to have the ability to be dependent on you, to count on you, right? While not giving you anything. What in fact they wanted, it is for you to make it comfortable for them. Once again, exactly the same as when you were a baby. You needed to be comfortable to them. That's it, that's all. The Two of Cups. This is what they wanted. Yeah. They didn't want to hear about your pain. They didn't want to hear about your hurt. They didn't want to hear about it. Not their problem. That's it. No, they wanted to hear about you being in depression and you being hurt and all those kind of things. They wanted to hear it because it would just justify, because they would never say that you are in depression because of them, right? It is because of you. It is because of maybe the father, maybe because of you. Everything would have been because of you, right? Certainly not because of the impact of this person in your life. Never, right? They just wanted everything to be good. You have a problem? I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Just be there for me when I need you. And for the rest, smile, right? Let's pretend. Where is the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let's pretend that everything is good, right? And that's all. Delusional. Totally delusional. Yeah. Message of concern in reverse. Yeah, listen. Oh la 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 la. King of Cups. King of Cups in the upright. You are the mature in this connection. Yeah. I kind of feel also here that once you made peace with yourself, right, regarding this connection, that it has to end, it has to stop, you felt so much better. You felt so much better. So I kind of feel that yes, there was a grief, but I kind of the grief even maybe came before you went no contact. You already grieved the relationship in some, or at least you started to grieve the relationship, right? Maybe you did it for years and years and years, trying to grieve this relationship. But once it got to an end where you were at peace with yourself, you know, making the choice that keeps you at peace with yourself, because you knew that you have gone the whole way. Like there was no other option anymore. Kind of feel that you felt that at the end of the day, the real sadness that there was in your life, it was because of this connection, right? Listen, the King of Cups, mature, aware, self-aware, someone who has wisdom, someone who is emotionally stable. So if you somehow, because of the projections and because of society and all of those things, you feel that you are immature because you couldn't deal with all this situation, first of all, I kind of hope that this helps you understand why it is so difficult, right? Why it was so hard on you, why it was so difficult for you to just release and be at peace. You know, it was not possible because you were still forcing yourself to give your life, to give your authenticity to the person who has mistreated you, who has just used you as a prop. Because this is what it was. If it is a narcissistic person, a narcissistic mother, this person used you as a prop. You had to be comfortable to them, and that's all. They would have done the minimum that they needed to do in order for things to appear good. So chances are that it was very important the way that you present yourself in the world, right? This was very important. Maybe they created you, how do we say? Eating disorders, for example, right? Maybe they have put on you some kind of insecurities about parts of your body that you never even thought that it was a problem. You understand? All those kind of things. Yeah. I will put this one back because the card, this is why I don't use this deck so much, because the cards are sticking. Yeah, you needed to let go. Listen, you needed to release. The moment that you released, I kind of feel that you might have suddenly realized, I hope that you have realized, that you were not immature, that you had a reaction due to what this person is in your life, right? The Four of Pentacles, release, release. This is what it is. Tell me about the poverty in reverse. Yeah, you regained your, listen. Yeah. You regained your energy. You regained your inspiration. Look at this image. Look at this image. The Page of Wands. You regained yourself. You totally regained your freedom, your real freedom, right? Because imagine the person who is gay, right? And so most people around them know, but the people that don't know, it is because there is a parent that doesn't know, right? Imagine the freedom that they feel when finally the parent knows, right? They don't need to play a role anymore. Freedom. Freedom. Yeah. Yeah. for them it's not happy. For them it's not happy. Because they wanted to control you, have some kind of control over you. We had the emperor here, right? Yeah? And they wanted you to be dependent on them because they are dependent on you, right? So you being so good, since you are not dealing with that anymore, because this energy, it's not just I feel good and I'm free. This is the energy that gives manifestation, right? You are finally energetically free. Free in your mind to manifest your soul path, right? You are finally free to be totally yourself. Totally yourself. This energy is a driving force. This moves you forward. This is creating a new reality, right? And for them, it's dramatic. It's dramatic. The Nine of Swords. Yeah. Now that they realize that you are not coming back, that you are very happy where you are, now they cannot avoid the truth. And also for their image, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, right? Because they painted you, I guess, as too sensitive, in depression, all kind of issues, all kind of problems, all kind of this, all kind of that. At the end of the day, what can people see? You are more alive than ever. Right? What does it mean? It means that they were the darkness in your life. That's it. That's all. Let's go to closure. Let's go to closure. Yeah, listen. You are a survivor. The Nine of Wands. You are a survivor. This is what you are. But look, I was talking about this energy, right? This energy. This creative energy. Your freedom of thinking. Your freedom of being. You know, your energy can finally flow totally. Look at this image. Right? Yeah. The wounded warrior. This is who you are. A survivor. Survivor. Yeah, you're not looking back. Six of Cups in reverse. You are not looking back. You are not. It's over. It's done. It's done. It's done and over with. You are concentrating now on your life, on your future. Peaceful. Peaceful. There's a total energy shift. You know, at the end of the day, right? Let's go back to the person that was in the closet only for their parents and all the people related to their parents. Even if their parents reject them. Even if. And it might be very, very painful, but I guess that they might expect it. If they are staying in the closet, it's because they know that chances are that their parents will reject them. And so it might be very, very painful. But at the same time, why did they still do it? Because the freedom, the authenticity, living in alignment. So it might still be painful, but at the end of the day, between this painful and this painful, I choose the painful in which I can be myself. Right? Yeah, no nostalgia. There is no going back. There is no going back. I don't feel that there is any going back. Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Somebody domineering that demands respect when they are the most disrespectful. Look, that's it. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Our victim, right? The one who's in victim mentality. Nothing is my fault. Never, no, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything. It's the fault of this, and it's the fault of that, and it's the fault of that, and it's the fault of that. Right? I neglected you, yeah, but it's not my fault. It's because there was another urgency there, or there was this, or whatever. They will always be the victim. I kind of feel that you cannot hear it anymore. You know, you cannot hear it anymore because you know that that it's just excuses, right? Kind of feel that even if they start to cry, all you see it is a actor playing a game. You know. It's manipulation. It's avoidance. Yeah, you had to heal. You absolutely had to heal. Yeah. And they thought that you would. That you wouldn't. Yeah, they thought that you would stay stuck because of their manipulations. But you didn't. I kind of feel, right, that they didn't realize how much you could see. Right? How much you had already worked on yourself. Right? The Nine of Cups, self-love, self-respect, self-worth. You knew your worth. Yeah. I will leave it here. I kind of feel that we have kind of a clear image here. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it was insightful. I hope that it was healing. I know that these situations are very, very painful, right? Yeah, I'll see you in the comments. Till very, very soon. Bye.